Tonight is the night we make Impact a product to be proud of. Every title is on the line. There is big names coming and now no bullshit. Let's get this show started. So yeah, you guys saw me set up this show about a week ago now, if not just over. As I said, you'll have these coming up first. There is the one we set up, which I can put in my captions, that's on YouTube. So I'm recording this the same day, but this goes up first on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So this is going up Monday, but you would have got that on the Wednesday? Yeah, 22nd. So you're not seeing this until over a week after we saw the setup video. Not a week, about 4 days this will go up from. But we've got 10,500 people. We're sold out at the PPL Centre, I do believe. I'm not surprised because the main event is bigger than the actual title match. And we open up with Grado and Pete Williams in a battle of subpar wrestling and non-existent crowd heat. Grado defeated Pete Williams in 7:52 by pin with a wee boot. Grado 30, Pete Williams 52, 44D, not bad. And above that, decent wrestling, but little heat. Ray Phoenix defeated Trevor Lee, Suicide and Matt Sydal in the Ultimate X match in 11:29 when Ray Phoenix retrieved the item. Ray Phoenix is the All Impact champion. This show is going to be our first show, but we're going to go up to Slammiversary in this episode. So this is just setting up my champions, my titles, setting up some of the storylines. Ooh dear, Trevor Lee's injured. Ray Phoenix 50, Trevor Lee 42, Suicide 43, Sydal 52. No work for it. So there is going to be a feud between these two in the X Division title. That side I got okay. He botched the move and it injured him. In a terrible match, Lords of the Ring. I've put Moose and Brian Cage together. That'll make sense later. Defeated Reno Scum in 7:49 when Brian Cage defeated Lost to the Legend by pin for the flying elbow. Lost to Legend 30, Adam Stone 27, Brian Cage 44, Moose 44. No work improvements. In a battle of Subpar Wrestling, a little heat, Sammy Callan defeated Jimmy Jacobs in 7:34 by pin for the Assault Driver. The overbooking in the match didn't sit well with the crowd. Jimmy Jacobs 49, Sammy Callan 42, so we won't overbook a match next time. We'll just throw a hardcore match on. Because I said it to be mayhem, but it didn't sit well with the crowd, it's fine. In a battle of Turbo Wrestling, non-existent crowd heat, Falabar defeated King Congo Kong in 7:41 by pin for the Avalanche Splash. Congo Kong 30, Falabar 31. No work improvements, but yeah, nice big man's wrestling match. In a battle of Turbo Wrestling, non-existent crowd heat, Ali defeated Sienna, Rosemary and Winter in an elimination match in 12:08. The elimination was Sienna first. Then Winter, and finally Rosemary. Ali is still your Impact Knockouts champion. Rosemary carried the match in terms of ring performance. Ali's not suited to a gimmick. I need to make sure I write these down because otherwise I'm not going to remember for tomorrow night's Impact. When our general manager will debut, who is someone who's been in Impact before, he's an Impact Hall of Famer. Winter 33, Sienna 33, Rosemary 46, Ali 34. Winter is in performance, Sienna in technical, and Sienna in performance, 39D-. Beautiful. In an extremely short match, Ryan Reeves defeated Homicide in 5 minutes 27 by pinfall the Suplex Power Slam. Ryan Reeves 68, Homicide 55. It's gone showing great, he's badass gimmick. No work. I've made it, so basically this was a squash match. Yeah, we brought the Blue Medium for the Road Agent. So yeah, he was basically meant to be dominant over Homicide. In a battle of Turbo Wrestling, non-existent crowd heat, Dominator and Tara defeated Casey Spinell and Alicia Edwards in the 7:40 when Tara defeated Casey Spinell by pinfall the swinging side slam. Alicia Edwards 27, Casey Spinell 26, Tara 38, and Dominator 24. Casey Spinell in technical and Dominator in performance. I'm going to be bringing Kira Hogan and Sue Young some in the near future because they are a part of the actual current roster. In a decent match, Johnny Impact defeated Eli Drake in 8:07 by pin for the Moonlight Driver. Eli Drake 54, Impact 68, a 63C. Eli Drake improved in performance. Believe me, there is a reason why this show sold out and it ain't because of these. In a battle of decent wrestling but little heat, I put the Wolves are back. Davey Rich and Eddie Edwards defeated CCK and Latin America Exchange in 14:20. The order elimination was CCK first, then LAX, and the Wolves are your Impact champions. Chris Brooks debuts cocky gimmicks, got a showing of average. Kid Like Us crazy, very good. Ortiz is not suited, or not. Both of them are not. I did think they wouldn't be because they never have been in this save. So I'll give them some sort of gimmick, but they're still going to be LAX. So I'm just going to give them LAX because I know who LAX are. David debuts no gimmick needed. Got a show, I think. Eddie Edwards and Alicia Edwards have great chemistry. Ortiz and Santana have great chemistry and team together. Eddie Edwards shone in this match. Kid Lycos 42, Chris Brooks 35, Santana 35, Ortiz 38, Eddie Edwards 76, and Day Richards 69. Kid Lycos improvement and Ortiz improvements. So these are very low. This is an upper mid card tag team because of some of the main events we got. So this is an upper mid card tag team. Bully Ray and that have took over a company, so they're not signed nor is John Layfield. So I wanted these two to wrestle these two, and hopefully somewhat at least some of these will get some improvements, which they have. And of course CCK. And everyone is written to this company, so anyone you see. And of course Jake Chris is in singles action tonight because his partner Dave Chris is injured. But he takes on Jay Lethal and loses in 8:15 by proof of the lethal combination. Drake Chris 30, Jay Lethal 70. He's got a fan favourite. It's got to show him very good. No Chris. And everyone is rated on in-ring, so equally between their popularity and their in-ring performance. Oh boy. And above had good wrestling and a decent match for the crowd. Rey Mysterio defeated Christico in 11:19 by pinfall, the 619 into a flog splash. Rey Mysterio fan favourite, above average. Rey Mysterio's getting better his gimmick. Christico debuts full sequence, got above average. Christico's getting better his gimmick. Oh, these don't go click. I thought they would have done. The matches are better announcing. Rey Mysterio 72, Christico 60. No working with 63C. In above had Supar Wrestling a little heat. DJ Z defeated Desmond Xavier in 8:07 by pinfall, the Filipino Destroyer. Desmond Xavier 39, DJ Z 52. He'll be known as Zema Ion very soon. So an arrogant heel gimmick is what he'll probably get when he becomes that. It'll be his last night as DJ Z, because I don't like DJ Z as a name for him. Zema Ion is how I know him, and Zema Ion suits him better. In a decent match, Cody Rhodes defeated MVP in 14 minutes 37 by pinfall, the Crossroads. Cody debuted his arrogant heel gimmick, got very good. MVP also got his arrogant heel gimmick, got a straight of average. Cody Rhodes 62, MVP 59. No work for us. There's no heel face in this company, so 61C is not bad for them too. In above a decent match, but subpar wrestling, Aaron Stevens defeated Abyss in 8:10 by pinfall, the Terminus 45D. Aaron Stevens David Jr. got a straight of average. Abyss seemed off his game. These two don't click. Aaron Stevens 45, Abyss 44. No work improvements. In above a decent wrestling, but don't cheat. The Young Bucks defeated the Briscoes in 7:59 when Matt Jackson defeated Mark Briscoe by pinfall, the Moonsault. Jay Briscoe debuted his redneck, very good. Mark, same gimmick but below average. Degenerate, very good. Nick Jackson's getting his gimmick. Matt Jackson, general average. Matt and Nick Jones, great chemistry when teaming together. Mark Briscoe 60, Jay Briscoe 61, Nick Jackson 64, Matt Jackson 59. Now at Impact Wrestling tomorrow night, live on the Global Force Wrestling Network. We are on pay-per-view tonight. It will be the Young Bucks taking on the Wolves in a one-on-one action for the tag team titles. That is going to be a storyline. I ain't set up any storylines yet, but that is one of the storylines we're going to be going for. But 62C, I'm not complaining with. Our main event is going to be bigger than that. In a decent match, Ted DiBiase Jr. defeated Matt Mr. Anderson in 15:05 by pinfall, the Dream Streak. Ted DiBiase Jr. has debuted his Witch Knob gimmick. He's got above average. Mr. Anderson generate poor. Ted DiBiase Jr. 52, Anderson 49, 51D plus. Our semi-main of the evening. In above a decent wrestling with much heat, Pentavel 0M defeated Austin Aries in 23 minutes 37 by pinfall, top rope Star Slash. Penta 0M makes defense number 1 of his Impact World title. The matches are better now. Austin Aries 74, Pentavel 0M 54. No work improvements, but these two have got really good chemistry. Then our main event gets a 76 B- rating before we even get into it. As we will see in an exceptional match, CM Punk and Kenny Omega defeated Batista and Chris Jericho in 24 minutes 48 when CM Punk defeated Batista by pinfall, the Pepsi Plunge. Batista was the weak link. Batista debuted badass gimmick, Scottish went above average. Fan favourite gimmick for Chris Jericho, average. Straight edge gimmick for CM Punk's got below average. Egomaniac's got very good. Josh Matthews pretty weak. The matches are better now in colour commentary. Jericho 79, Batista 55, Kenny Omega 85, and CM Punk out there with a 90. No work improvements. And tomorrow night on Impact Wrestling, a match that you will be begging me to do, and I'm going to do it. Your two main events will be Chris Jericho will be facing Kenny Omega one-on-one. That is going to be your semi-main of the evening. Your main event of the evening is going to be this: Austin Aries versus CM Punk. That is your main event tomorrow night on Impact Wrestling. That is the end of the show, my friends. Chris Jericho, as I say, no work in progress, but what a way to bring Impact back with those 4 huge names. These guys are going to be carrying Impact, and there's another name coming very soon. We end tonight's show with a 68C+. It increases popularity in 21 regions, which is great. I'm going to be giving it to 4 names who shone out of the best tonight, which was CM Punk. Where is Kenny Omega? Kenny Omega, and of course Chris Jericho. I was going to do it as a triple threat. Praised and praised. My friends, we'll see you live for Impact Wrestling tomorrow night. How we're going to come off the top of Destination X, you wait and see. The fireworks are only just beginning. After last night, we are going to be live, and we ain't going to have a attendance figure because this has been held before Impact, but this shown after Impact, so it gets a bit confusing, but ignore that. Let's get on with the promo. Over the years, Explosion has got a bad rep for being a show that is just highlights and 1 bonus match. Tonight we changed that with an hour of action like nothing you've seen before. Tonight we continue what we saw on Impact as the Impact Any Title Cup continues, which was formerly known as the Super X Cup. I've changed it, so the winner of this tournament at Summerverse will get a shot at any champion of his choice. Not her choice because there's no women in it. But in a terrible match, Suicide defeated Jake Chris in 8-11 by pinfall in 30 overdrive. Suicide 40, Jake Chris 32, Jake Chris improved in Rumble. If you appear on Explosion, you do not appear on the main show. So we actually do put some big names on here this week who don't get to appear on the main card. In a battle, had decent wrestling, but not much heat. Jay Lethal defeated Matt Sydal in 7:45 by pinfall the flying elbow drop. Following interference from Ray Phoenix, Jay Lethal 64, Matt Sydal 51. The Impact Expedition Storylines advances segment. I will advance that on Impact, but this is like an advancement, so this won't get brought up until next week. But then there'll be the beginning. So even though the story has started with this segment, there's going to be an angle on Impact which advances it, but then what happens here will not get brought up until next week, and that is why I'm going to put it in my notes. I haven't dealt with what else is in my notes. I haven't dealt with them a lot yet. Save that. 60C, not bad. In a decent match, Johnny Impact defeated Teddy DiBiase Jr. in 7:57 by pinfall of Starship Pain. Johnny Impact 72, Teddy DiBiase 51. Teddy DiBiase improved in performance at 65C. A video plays hyping up MVP, Magnus versus MVP, Boy 3D. In a decent match, Magnus defeats MVP in 21:57 by pinfall with the Tormentrum. MVP 62, Magnus 52, MVP improved in performance. Magnus debut is no gimmick needed. We end the show with a 60C, which is great for an edition of Explosion. We should have really put them on. So these 4 go through. They will be either appearing on those. So they'll be they'll be going on to Impact next week. But on Impact, you've got Grado versus Jimmy Jacobs, DJ Z versus Eli Drake, Christico versus Desmond Xavier, and Austin Aries versus Aaron Stephen. So you've got a wide range of main eventers and mid-carders and God knows what else to challenge for a title. But there might be a twist in the tale. We'll see you on Impact. Thank you for watching Explosion. 3 special guests tonight on One Night Only Deals. This is Impact. So in a pre-show battle at Terrible Wrestling, non-existent crowd heat, Reno Scum defeated O'Brien and the Swamp Monster in 8:24, and Adam Forstone defeated the Swamp Monster by an Aoki Killer. Luster Legend 36, Adam Forstone 29, Swamp Monster 20, O'Brien 30. No work appears. Colour commentary match reviews 31E+. In a pre-show battle at decent wrestling but little heat, Ray Phoenix defeated Sami Callihan in 8:11 by pin for the Meteora. Phoenix makes defense number 1 of his Impact title, his division title. Callihan 48, Ray Phoenix 58. Phoenix improved in performance 55C-. In a pre-show battle at Terrible Wrestling Analysis and Crowd Heat, Congo Kong defeated Falabar in 8:26 by pin for the Crackerjack. Falabar 32, Congo Kong 30. No work appears 32E+. In a feature about Terrible Wrestling and non-existent crowd heat, Winter and Alicia Edwards defeat Dominator and Tara. When Winter defeated Tara by pin for the Blood Mist, Dominator is not suited to a gimmick. Winter and Alicia Edwards don't work well as a team. Alicia Edwards 26, Winter 33, Tara 42, Dominator 24. No appearance. So Explosion from next week will have 2 male matches and 2 women's matches, because I'm bringing in a series of women, including Kira Hogan, Sue Young, a couple of British girls, and a few more. In a British battle, didn't have had decent wrestling with much heat. Pete Williams defeated Mr. Anderson 8-15 by pin with a flip pile driver. Mr. Anderson 49, Pete Williams 50. So I'll show you how that works out next week. In a pool pre-show match, Homicide defeated Stevie Richards in 7:55 by pin for the cutter. Homicide 49, Richards 42, no work with 47D. The 69C Plus is Pentagon Jr., CM Punk, Batista, Amiga, Jericho, Rey Mysterio, Cody, and Ryan Reeves as hyped. And then we go to our first angle, 74B-. So Paul Heyman comes down to the ring and goes, "My name is Paul Heyman, and tonight, 24 hours after Destination X, I stand here as the CEO of Impact, and on behalf of Anthem, and now as CM Punk's manager. And it is, and with that, and their jobs in Impact, I have lots of work. And here to support me is my good friend and Impact Hall of Famer, Sting." So Sting comes out and goes, "Woo!" as he comes down the ring, and the fans go, "Sting, Sting, Sting, Sting." And so he goes, "It feels great to be on Impact and in an Impact ring. Tonight is the night we make changes and bring you the best stars in the world. Over the next week, loads more will come because I'm hiring a few more." And then Dolph comes out and goes, "Hello, Impact! The showstopper has arrived. I want to ask you something. I want to ask you to do something. In my contract, it states I've got to get a shot at the world champion. How about Slammiversary?" And Sting goes, "As being as me and Paul have already discussed this, you will get your shot at Slammiversary." So Sting debuts Kroger, Smash above average, Dolph Ziggler, Maniac below average. Nat's quality and the colour come together to boost the Impact World storyline started with this segment. I didn't think I'd do that good, because if we go on here and we go to the main event scene and we click on Mr. Dolph Ziggler, his popularity is only 65, but that's still pretty good for the... It's not going to be the main event, it's going to be the semi-main of the evening, because we have a bigger main event. But 74B-, I am not complaining about that. A 50D plus and above had decent wrestling with much heat. Eli Drake defeated Zema Ion in 6:35 by pin of the Gravy Train. Z-Ion, let me just do that. Zema Ion 46, Eli Drake 52, no work improvements, 50D plus. These two have great chemistry, which is nice. And above had subpar wrestling, a little heat. Grado defeated Jimmy Jacobs in 7:04 by pin of the Wee Boot. Jimmy Jacobs 50, Grado 34, no work improvements, 44D. And Matt Seidel's in the back and he goes, "Last night at Destination X, I was taken away from my belt. The belt chooses its champion, but it will realise that Matt Seidel is the place it needs to be, Phoenix. You see, you have not opened your third eye and seen the truth. I'm coming for my X Division title, and at Slammiversary, I'll get my rematch." So yeah, we'll mention Phoenix distracting him on Explosion next week. Once that episode of Explosion is aired to the public, because I ain't giving away spoilers on my own show, because that would be stupid. But Matt Sydal versus Phoenix for the X Division title will be happening at Slammiversary. 37D-, not bad for a promo from him. 64C, and above had good wrestling and a detailed crowd. Young Bucks drew the Wolves in 8:14 following a double countout. Eddie Edwards and Lee showed was a great chemistry. Matt and Nick Jackson have great chemistry and team together. The matches have better announcing. Nick Jackson 65, Matt Jackson 60, Eddie Edwards 74, Dave Richards 72. No work improvements. I'm going to do that after. And then, of course, after the match is finished, these two continue fighting out. And then instead of brawling to the back, the security have to come out and break them up. And then it is confirmed that at Slammiversary it'll be the Wolves versus the Young Bucks with the tag team belts on the line. I'm just going to put 2 or 1 there just so I can put it in. But that is going to be happening live. Oh, great. I'm booking all this for Impact TV. Because I'm an idiot. Why didn't it go? What the move? I'll have to have a look in a minute what's going on, because according to this, our next one's... I'll have to have a look and see what's going on, but this should be moved. This should be moved to Slammiversary. Yeah, at least I can move bookings. I don't know why it's not coming up with Slammiversary. According to this, our next pay-per-view is Sunday week 4 of August. Nope, it's Slammiversary, which is Sunday week 4 of June. We're in August. Oh. So Destination X. Oh dear. So I'm booking everything for... Right, okay. Change your plan. Then all the storylines are going to go over the course of bloody 4 weeks and culminate at Bound for Glory then, because I didn't realise that. So our next pay-per-view is actually Hard Justice. So at Hard Justice, he'll get his rematch. I didn't realise that. So we won't get to Slammiversary this episode. We'll get to Hard Justice this episode and then so on and so forth. I have totally buggered this up. My bad. That is my bad for not paying attention, but everything gets moved to Hard Justice. And then, of course, Hard Justice is happening on the 4th week of August, so that's going to be your next pay-per-view before Bound for Glory in September. That's it. So yeah, these storylines, what we've got going on, we'll go over the next couple of months to culminate at the biggest night of the year, Bound for Glory. Which makes it better for me, because I can have a bit more fun with the booking now. In above it, Supra Wrestling, a little heat, hashtag CCK, defeat the Briscoes. Defeat the Lord of the Rings and Latin American Exchange in 542, and Chris Brooks defeat Brian Cage by pin for the Yasukuki kick. Chris Brooks getting better his gimmick. Brian Cage is not suited to his gimmick. So that's another one I need to deal with. I've dealt with them too. I know for a fact I've done all them. I didn't see Cage come up last night at Destination X. That's something new. So just drop Cage down. Ortiz and Santana have done that. Mark Briscoe 57, Jay 54, Lycos 47, Brooks 38, Santana 36, Ortiz 34, Cage 50 and Moose 43. No workers 49D plus. The 79B from CM Punk as he stands back goes. I don't know why I thought it was Slammiversary. I should have checked really. So yeah, everything's going to be happening. So just pretend anything was said. Anyone who said Slammiversary has actually said Hard Justice. 4 weeks, Hard Justice, and Sting tells me we're doing a dream match. Kenny Omega, it is us one-on-one at Hard Justice. You see Omega, you're amazing. But you see, I've done so much more than you in this business, and it'll be a night you'll remember for a long time. See you soon, Omega. So yeah, Kenny Omega versus CM Punk will be happening on this show. It will culminate, of course, they will be facing again, but that is going to be the main event of the evening. CM Punk versus Omega. In about a good wrestling and decent crowd, Austin Aries defeat Aaron Stevens in 8:21 by pin for the Brainbuster. Aaron Stevens 60, Austin Aries 75. Aaron Stevens improving in performance and Aries improving in performance, which is nice. And I think that was the final one. Oh no, hold on. Let's just get this one out of the way. And then in about a decent wrestling, but don't cheat. Christico defeat Desmond Xavier in 8:27 by pinfall with a springboard arm drag. Christico 66, Desmond Xavier 64. Christico improving in performance 65C. Now, next week on Impact, which I can now use the notepad for, it's going to be some amazing matches. I've booked this really well. Aries, Christico, 1-on-1. Let's just get rid of that. Don't save. Thank you. Eli Drake versus Grado. Yeah, anyway. If anyone can see where this is going. Gonna take me where the midnight. As being as we've got the actual license, we'll probably have that playing now instead of whatever the hell he's got at the moment. Johnny Impact taking on Jay Lethal, I think it is, isn't it? That's where it is. No suicide. He's coming. He's coming. He's coming alive. Suicide. And if you watch this setup video for this, you'll know it's Caleb Connolly. And then Jay Lethal versus Magnus. Of course, Magnus, I've got, is in the tournament. Magnus taking on, who was it? Johnny Impact, wasn't it? No, Jay Lethal. Yeah, Jay Lethal's made his return to Impact. And he's been doing quite well for himself on Impact. I think we're quite glad to have him back. And then next week as well, we're going to be hosting a humongous main event as CM Punk, Chris Jericho, and Dolph Ziggler main event against Rey Mysterio, Pentagon Jr. and Kenny Omega. That is your main event next week. Impact Wrestling is looking mighty fine. 58C minus, not bad. Of course, these Ryan Reeves and Batista are backstage and outbreaks out. They start brawling with each other. Host staff have to, and rotation have to separate them and pull them apart. So next week on Impact, we're going to be doing something a little bit different as well. With Matt Sydal now out of the tournament bracket, he's clear. So is Phoenix. Ray Phoenix is good friends with Ryan Reeves, so he'll be tagging with Ryan Reeves. And Batista is going to be tagging with Matt Sydal. That's another little fun match for next week's Impact. I ain't scheduled anything. In about that good heat and decent wrestling, Dolph Ziggler, Batista, and Abyss defeat Cody Rhodes, Ryan Reeves, and Pentagon Jr. in 7:41 when Dolph Ziggler defeated Cody Rhodes by pin with the zigzag. Pentagon Jr. 71, Ryan Reeves 61, Cody Rhodes 61, Abyss 52, Batista 53, Dolph Ziggler 69. Cody in Rumble, Dolph in Rumble, and Pentagon in Performance 64C. Then Cody grabs the mic in the ring after the match and he goes, "Johnny Impact, you think you're so good. Well, I don't see you on Impact this week. Oh wait, you're an Explosion. That shows you Paul don't have faith in you, don't it? You see, he put me on there. He put me on there. He put me on. He put you on there, and he kept me on the main show. But you see, Johnny, you're just a massive ass kisser, and I don't like you. I'm gonna end your career soon, Johnny. So you're a big ass kisser. Started with this 65C, not bad for thing me. In a battle at Terrible Wrestling, London's in the crowd heat, Casey Spinell and Sienna defeated Ali and Rosemary in 7:43, and Sienna defeated Ali by pin of the cutthroat. Sienna 36, Casey Spinell 28, Rosemary 45, Ali 34. Ali improving in performance. Casey Spinelli and is not suited. Okay, Casey's not suited to a gimmick. Should remember that from last time, but there we go. She's got a babe gimmick now. I'm just going to put KC because I ain't got KM anymore. I got rid of KM quite freaking quickly. That's just so I can use that as my evidence. A 39D minus. In an exceptional match, Chris Jericho defeated Kenny Omega in 8:07 by pinfall, the code breaker. Chris Jericho 79, Omega 83, not bad at all, a 65C. A video plays hyping up CM Punk versus Rey Mysterio, 70C+. In a battle of superb wrestling and great heat, CM Punk defeated Rey Mysterio in 1955 by pinfall, the Pepsi plunge. Following for Chris Jericho, now stressed Josh Matthews are pretty weak. CM Punk 19, Mysterio 76, no work improvements, and then of course Kenny Omega comes out with 77B. We end tonight's show with Impact with a 70C+. My friends, we wouldn't have done as good as Raw, but we've done good. We'll see you live next week for another edition of Impact Wrestling. Welcome back. We're 2 weeks away from our Justice. It's 7:19 in the morning. I've been up since 5:30. And as you know, we've got CM Punk versus Kenny Omega, Dolph Ziggler versus Pentagon, Sydal versus Phoenix, and the others versus the Wolves. Already booked. We've got a load more to get booked today, hopefully. 50D plus for the opening angle. Just showing some of the stars of Impact on the exposure thing. In the battle of Terrible Wrestling and non-existent crowd heat, Su Yung defeated Tara in 9:11 by pin for the Yellow Fever. Su Yung 24, Tara 45. She's debuted a weirder going to go to trend of average. No working routes. This is her first match, a 38D minus. In a battle of subpar wrestling and Little Heat, #CCK defeated Lamb and Exchange in 10:22. When Kid Like Us defeated Santana by pin for the Slice by 2. So he's got his drummer's elbow. Ortiz and Santana have great chemistry together. Santana 42, Ortiz 39. Kid Like Us 45, Chris Bucks 40. Ortiz improved in performance and flying. Good old Ortiz. And this video is shown to promote Aaron Stevens. And then we have an abysmal match. Lisa Edwards defeated Dominator in 9:02 by pin for the one-handed Bulldog. Lisa Edwards 27. And Dominature's not suited to a gang. I've got to set that up. I'll set that up for next week. I ain't done these ones yet, clearly. That's going to be mentioned in the main card. In a decent match, Mr. Anderson defeated BLC Jr. by pin for the mic check. Mr. Anderson 48, Ted Jr. 15, no work improvements. Video plays hyping now in Steve's first PV. You may have it. Excuse me. In a decent match, MVP defeated Aaron Stevens in 15-15 by pin for the Playmaker. MVP 63, Aaron Stevens 60. Aaron Stevens is taking on performance and MVP in performance. And that is where we end with 50-60 minus. That is Explosion. Don't forget, we've got some great matches planned, including the 4 matches continuing the NE title. As Asna has taken on Caristico, Drake and Grado, Impact to Suicide, and D4 Mega. If we continue this story, it's been quite exciting, and it will culminate at Hard Justice. We'll see you with Impact in just a little bit. Thank you for watching. Welcome back. It's pre-show time for Impact Wrestling. And in the pre-show bout, Subpar Wrestling, a little heat. Winter defeated Rosemary in 7:41 by pin for the Catatonic. Rosemary 47, Winter 37. Certain women are going to be released over the next few days. 43D. In a terrible pre-show match, Desmond Xavier defeated the Godfather in 8:16 by pinfall. The Godfather was visibly tiring. The country match boost. Desmond Xavier 42. Godfather 103, no work and 3:16 minus. In a pre-show bout, double Subpar Wrestling, a little heat. The Briscoes defeated Ballard Brothers in 7:52, and Jay Briscoe defeated Shane Ballard by pin with a double 100-foot driver. Shane Ballard sustained a Cornel obsession. Shannon Ballard was early off his game. Shannon Ballard 22, Shane 25, Mark 57, Jay 57. So, Godfather, the Ballard Brothers, are all on one-night deals. Thank you. So is Rob and Dan in a base show about a decent reaction to the crowd at Subpar Wrestling. Jake Chris defeated Rob and Dan in 7:45 by pin of the Shooting Star Press. These two have pretty good chemistry. Jake Chris 38, Rob and Dan 51. Nowhere Chris. I'll probably be hiring them more permanently anyway. In a feature about decent wrestling with a little heat, Jimmy Jacobs and Sammy Callahan defeated Zima Ion and Conga Kong when Sammy Callahan defeated Zima Ion by pin for the Lariat. Conga Kong was sweet and Mr. Nicholas' performance. These two have excellent chemistry. Who would have known it? Conga Kong 33, Z-Ion 59, Sammy Callahan 49, Jimmy Jacobs 51. No workers 50D plus. Sammy Callahan WWE spot got the crowd behind him. His psychology behind OMV, which uses a go-to spot in the future. And then in a battle with Subpar Wrestling, a little heat, Falabar defeated Homicide in 7:55 by pin of the Avalanche thing. Falabar's versus game, Falabar 25, Homicide 52, no workers 43D. We then have our opening packages, which shows Pentagons, Punk, Batista, Querico, Cody Rhodes, Rey Mysterio, Mega, and Ryan Reeves. No specific comments. Okay, then don't advance storylines. Holy shit and God. A 94A opening up tonight, and no one was scripted. Kenny did a mess with Rob, CM Punk did a mess with Rob, and Paul Heyman did. I don't know. So, Josh Matthews and Don Collins are weak, and they are going to be only on Explosion very soon if I can get the people I want, but they're not going to be here for another couple of weeks, so I'm going to have to pull it with them for now. Last week, at the end of Impact, I attacked CM Punk. Why? You think you're better than me, Omega. You see, you think you're better than me, Omega. You see, you walked out of the business, did you not? You see, I've been around for years, grafting and making my name. I signed for Impact, so that means I don't work for New Japan or anyone. I work for Impact. You want to come back for the high and mighty hero, the guy the fans love? That's me, CM Punk. Never you. And then Punk comes and goes, even more bullshit coming out your mouth. You see, I walked out because of WWE. I had no love for the business anymore. Impact gave me back that love. I came back for the fans. I came back to give out great matches. No, I came back for the boss. For my boss and manager, Paul Heyman. You see, Kenny, I brought Sting in to be the fans' voice. I'm the voice for Punk and what Punk wants. He wants you. And he's getting you in 2 weeks at Hard Justice. Now leave the ring until the 6-man tag match main event Sting made last week on ImpactWrestling.com. Mika did a massive job, so everybody did really well. I'm not complaining. 94A for those 3 guys is a freaking beautiful way to open up the night, and we are going to continue. We're going to drop a bit, but Brian Cage not suited his gimmick. So I expect a few changes this come in the next 1 week. In a battle with Subpar Wrestling, a little heat, Lords of the Wing defeated Rano Scum in 6:25 when Brian Cage defeated Adam Forstone by pinfall. Brian Cage 49, Moose 45, Lost the Legend 38, Adam Forstone 33, no recruits. I'll probably split these two up and then replace them with Conga Kong and Zima Ion, to be honest. In a battle with Tel Wrestling non-existent crowd heat, Ali defeated Casey Spinella in 5:33 by pin of the Cell Facebuster, by Casey Spinella, and makes defense number 2 of her Knockouts title. She's not suited to a gimmick, but she is going after the show. I've just given a new gimmick anyway for any reason. Casey Spinella 28, Ali 30, no appearance, of course. After that, Sienna comes out and beats Ali down to the mat. Have I booked that for Hard Justice? Nope. I love the fact I can do this because half of the people I've signed are on written deals and not available yet. So I am going to be releasing these following wrestlers: Casey Spinelli, Dominatrix, Winter, and that is Dominatrix, Casey Spinelli, Winter, and Tara. I do believe is the ones I said I'm getting rid of. I know I'm going to be cutting the women's division down by half. I'm going to be getting rid of 4 girls, but if you've seen the girls I'm bringing in to go into this division, you won't be disappointed. Put it that way. In about that decent wrestling, but little heat, Ray Phoenix defeated Peter Williams in 7:31 by pin for the Meteor. Ray Phoenix makes defense number 2 of the Impact Extra trial. Peter Williams 54, Phoenix 60, no work improvements. And then Matt Sydal comes out and he goes, Phoenix, congrats keeping this title, and once again, keeping it warm for me. You see, Phoenix should just beat a hero of the X-Division of Pete Williams. But I've been to Sting tonight, and I take on Prince Puma, an old friend of yours. And if I don't beat him, he gets my shot at Hard Justice. So yeah, Ricochet's signed with us from his developmental deals coming up with WWE, so we quickly snapped him up at the same similar time to Dolph Ziggler. It's only just ended, so he's only just debuted. But because I was thinking he's going to have that no compete clause with, under the name Ricochet, I thought, well, okay then, for the next, till probably next year, he's just going to be not Ricochet, but he's going to be Prince Puma. Many people know it's Ricochet, but And in about that decent wrestling done much heat, Matt Sydal defeated Prince Puma in 8:19 by pin for the corkscrew moonsault. Matt Sydal 44, Prince Puma 63, no request. And also, I adore Prince Puma. I think Prince Puma is an amazing character for Ricochet, and he does a great job of doing it. So, it's either have him as Ricochet or have him as Prince Puma. I've made a decision to have Prince Puma for the time being. Until further notice, it will change eventually. 70C plus, this did better than I thought it would. So Ray, and he enters Sting's office. We see old TNA posters on the wall behind, and he's behind his desk, and he goes, "Sorry to bother you, Sting, but I see you got me in a match tonight later on with the tag team champs. But I want a Falls Count Anywhere match, just against Dave, after what he did last week." And Sting goes, "I was thinking it might be a good idea for you to have something like that, our Justice. So, you're on. And by the way, do you know where Paul is? We're meant to have a meeting." And Ryan's like, "Ain't since he went out there with Punk." So what's going on with, he said he's only doing this for CM Punk. He's, brought Sting in. Is he working for Anthem, or is he come in as a sneaky investor? Or, is he lying to the fans? What's going on with him? But yeah, we have got a new match for Hard Justice. I also wanted to, every week there's going to be some sort of angle with him in the office or out with the crowd. But Batista versus Ryan Reeves, the Hard Justice poster is looking quite interesting at the moment. We've still got a few more matches to add to the list. For instance, we've got Jericho, Mysterio, and I think the last one we got is Impact versus Thingy. Yeah, so the card's only stacked. And of course, when we'll have next week, we'll know the finals of this. But in a decent match, in a poor match, Grado defeated Eli Drake in 24 by penalty Wii Boot. Eli Drake 54, Grado 39. No working race, but his popularity and everything's getting better with him doing this. And there is a reason why Grado's going so far. You can find out what it is. In a bad had great wrestling and a decent match of the crowd, Christico defeated Austin Aries in 7:32 by pinfall with the Lamb Mystica. Austin Aries 74, Christico 68. Christico improved performance. That wasn't the person I thought who won. I booked to win that match, but hey ho, Christico is the man going forward at 66C plus. Chris Jericho and Rey Mysterio have no confrontations, and we hear during this moment Rey Mysterio shouts, "I will have you at Hard Justice," and that is another match that's going to be happening at Hard Justice. Impact's getting interesting lately, and over the next few weeks, a lot of British guys and American independent guys are going to be joining the roster, and they're going to be helping Impact get great again. But in a decent match, Batista and the Young Bucks defeated Ryan Reeves and the Wolves in 5:54 when Batista defeated David Richards by pin for the Batista Bomb. Ryan Reeves 70, Eddie Edwards 69, David Richards 68, Batista 58, Nick Jackson 63, Matt Jackson 56. No work improvements. Nice little match. Where's Batista? 58. The Impact World Tag Team Storylines fan segment, and so is the Big Man. 60C, not bad. Johnny Impact versus Suicide is up next. In a decent match, Jay Lethal defeated Magnus in 8-12 by pin for flying elbow. Magnus off his game, he only got 48, but Jay Lethal out there was 17. No work from him, 62C. In a battle of decent wrestling with much heat, Johnny Impact defeated Suicide in 8-27 by pin for Moonlight Driver. These two have great chemistry, showing performance. Impact 77, Suicide 43. Johnny Impact improved in technical. So next week, with my massive frick up, it's now changed. It was going to be Austin Aries versus Grado, but you know, it's now Chris Tucker. I don't mind. You know, I know who's going through to the finals at Hard Justice. Because I'm a clever idiot and I've already booked ahead. Because I do that when I do tournaments. So it's going to be Chris Tucker versus Grado next week on TV. I haven't decided on the extent of the main event yet, but I have an idea for the main event. And then it's going to be Johnny Impact versus Lethal, which is something I wanted to do because I thought these two could throw out a slobber knocker of a freaking amazing match. So I want to see how well these two do together. And then, because it's the go-home show before everything freaking blows out of the water, we're going to be doing a 5-man tag team. I need to do something with that, though, because yeah, it's going to be a 5-man tag team match. I'm just going to quickly create match. Just going to put brackets TV. Save. This is the fun bit now, where I'm trying to book something very important, and it won't let me. Awesome, thank you. Can I now have my match, please? Thank you. I've got so many matches on here, so it's brilliant. It's probably all there. So yeah, we're going to do a 5-man tag match main event. It's going to be very important. We're going to have Batista on one side with Ryan Reeves on the other. And that's going to be Pentagon side. That's going to be Dolph Ziggler's side. CM Punk is going to be there. Omega's going to be on there. Mysterio. Jericho. I don't know who else to throw in. No, I'm lost. I'll throw Cody in because Cody's... Actually, I've got an idea. Cody and Magnus. Because Johnny Impact's in the tournament, so Magnus is going to take the place of me. But that is your main event TV next week. That's going to be a good one. Anyway, let's move on. 62C, after that match, Cody comes out and goes, so what? Dolph Ziggler comes in and takes your limelight, and now you want to win this stupid little tournament in front of these stupid little friends of yours. How nice for you. I bet you just was kissing Sting's ass. How does it taste? I bet it's got a sting to it. But this Impact leaves the ring and flies at Cody, laying punches and throwing him into the set. Security comes from the back and pull him away as the fans chant, let them fight. So yeah, for some reason my computer didn't write the actual full promo, it stopped. But yeah, he's like, oh, I bet you just was kissing Sting's ass. How does it taste? I bet it's got a sting to it. I thought that's brilliant. 62C, sounds like Cody. And then we get our main event, a 70C plus an exceptional match. Pentagon Jr., Rey Mysterio and Kenny Omega defeat Dolph Ziggler, Chris Jericho and CM Punk when Kenny Omega defeated Dolph Ziggler back in the Crossfire. CM Punk's getting better, his gimmick. Rey Mysterio's getting better. Now Josh match was pretty weak. Match is better announcing and colour commentary. CM Punk 87, Jericho 80, Dolph Ziggler 72, Omega 89, Mysterio 76 and Pentagon 76. CM Punk in performance, Rey Mysterio in performance and Pentagon in performance, which is not bad. And we end the night with a final match and a decent poster match of Best defeat Cody Rhodes in 14:37 by pin from the Black Hole after stretch of Johnny Impact. These two have pretty good chemistry left in the match. Cody Rhodes 67 and Best 53. No work in progress, but we end tonight's show. I don't know if we're sold out or not. We're 70C plus. We're not as good as WWE yet, but we'll get there. After that freaking cracking opener, 94, cannot complain. And I'll see you guys live for another edition and the Go Home edition of Impact and Explosion, and a load more new names will be debuting. We'll see you then. Thank you for watching. And welcome back to the Go Home edition of Impact Wrestling Explosion, being held at the Allen Arena. Video plays showing Alan Stevens, when I score Homicide, Julie for Impact, Ted DiBiase and MVP, who are not on the show this week. But it was a 6 matches. And also Impact's 3 hours from now on, with the amount of wrestlers we got. But in the battle, subpar wrestling a little heat. Mustache Man in debut defeated Renault scoring 657. When 27 defeated Lost to the Legend by pin for the 7 stars Lariat. Turns ring work, Tyler Bates and Charles blown out. 27 and David did old school heel going. Training great, old school face going great. Tyler Bates 52, 27 35, Lost to the Legend 41, and with also 34. 27 improving in Rumble. Nice, 45D. In the battle of subpar wrestling a little heat, Talon Dashwood, formerly known as Emma, defeated Rosemary in 706 by pin for the Roaring Elbow. Rosemary 43, Talon Dashwood 40. She's over the girl next door. It's got rated below average. No work points of 43D. Then we have a music video showing to promote Moose, who is not on tonight's show, but it's just a way of getting a video in there. In a total match, ACH defeated AR Fox in 649 by pin for the Dragonfly. ACH David's fan favourite gimmick's gone very good. AR Fox cocky above average. So, oh god, AR Fox sustained a biceps contusion. ACH favourite don't click. Now it's got left of the match. ACH 40, AR Fox 31. For some reason, series activating. I don't know why. 38D. Yeah, you see one of our surprises. Because he had to raid agent these matches. In above, had subpar, a decent estimate of a cheat. Prince Puma defeated Brian Cage at 644 by pin with a diving knee. Prince Puma 59, Brian Cage 51. Brian Cage in performance and Prince Puma in Rumble. And then in above, had terrible wrestling and non-existent crowd. Tony Storm defeated Brie Presley in 707 by pin with a strong 0. Tony Storm fan favourite gimmick above average. Tony Storm seemed to do a game. Bitch gimmick for Brie Presley. Russian great. Tony Storm 34, Brie Presley 24. No work for 32E+. The video play showing Zack Sabre Jr. versus Callahan this evening. And in above, I had decent wrestling member sheet. Zack Sabre Jr. defeated Sammy Callahan in 15-10 by pin for the Tiger Suplex. Zack Sabre Jr. David's fan favourite gimmick. Got initial rating above average. Zack Sabre Jr. 62, Callahan 51. Nice little main event. So of course, right, hold on. So that was wrestling 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 wrestlers all appeared on Explosion. That's 13 of the many wrestlers we've got on roster. Now we're going to head to Impact for a huge show, which is now going to be 3 hours long with pre-show, if I don't fit everybody on the card. But we're going to do, I think it works for the company now. We're trying to compete with WWE. WWE 3 hours, so we're going to make Impact 3 hours. And ready to find out who's going to go through to the final at Hard Justice. Are you ready to find out the final matches for Hard Justice? And the final card will be laid out tonight on Impact Wrestling. We'll see you there. Welcome back. 3 hours of Impact. Are you ready? Well, 4 hours if you include the hour pre-show and the extra bits I've added on the end, so it's a bit longer. When the feature out Total Wrestling Honours as a crowd heat, Kaylee Ray defeated Alicia Edwards in the 7:49 by pin for the Glory Bomb. Alicia Edwards 28, Kaylee Ray 30. Kaylee Ray, David, a fan favourite gimmick's gone to Shireen, great. Nice quality in the amounts, colour commentary match boost, nice. No work improvements, but the commentary team's going to be changing next week. And the feature about decent wrestling with a much heat. Alan Stevens defeated Jake Chris in 7:48 by pin for the Tremendous. Alan Stevens 59, Jake Chris 38. Alan Stevens improving in performance of 52D+. Let's move on. In a pre-show out with subpar wrestling a little heat, Jimmy Jacobs defeated Jimmy Havoc in 8:08 by pin for the Conchanola Code. Jimmy Havoc 38, Jimmy Jacobs 53. His daily just streamers gimmick has got an initial rating of average. You'll see a lot of British guys debuting over the next few weeks on episodes, so get ready for that. In a feature about Turbo Wrestling Alonso and Crowd Heat, Viper defeated Su Young in 7:55 by pin for the Mizuka Driver. Viper debuted badass gimmick, he's got a short above average. Viper seemed off game. Su Young and Viper don't click. Su Young 28, Viper 25. No work for it. I knew Viper would be a problem, but 28E, can't complain. In a one-night only deal, in a terrible pre-show match, Wolfgang defeats Glacier in 8:27 by pin for the Swanton Bomb. Wolfgang 37, Glacier 29. Wolfgang debuted his hired gun gimmick. He's showing a great no work appearance of 34E+. He's not the only one who's here on an one-night deal. We've got Buff Bagwell and Marty Jannetty. In a terrible pre-show match, the All Night Express defeated Buff Bagwell and Marty Jannetty in 7:50 when Kenny King defeated Marty Jannetty by pinfall the Torture Rack DDT. So as ring work, Kenny King was Henshaw's well nuts. Wet Ties 46, Kenny King 56, Buff Bagwell 25, but Marty Jannetty out there with a 19. Kenny King, David Egomaniac, very good. Wet Ties Egomaniac, very good. Kenny King in Techno. So, Pentagon Jr., Batista, Chris Jericho, CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, Dolph Ziggler, and Rey Mysterio all are in the opening package tonight because they're all the main eventers. There's only freebie minus, not as good as the A we got last week, but we accept it. Because Chris Jericho comes out and he goes, I want to move the computer because I'm not actually on the floor this time. Which means I'm all sat laying on the floor when I'm at my mother-in-law, my fiance's mum's house. But I'm sat on the sofa this time, it's quite nice. And I've got a beautiful Christopher Robin Piglet. If anyone doesn't know me, I love Piglet. Piglet's cute. And I like Goofy. This Sunday night, live on GWN, I'm going to face a man who I have met loads of times in my career. You see, Ray, you're a short-ass dick. And I hate you. And every time I see you, I feel sick. You see, this Sunday, you won't only lose your career. You won't only lose your career, you'll end up, your career will end. You'll not only lose, your career will end. I'm going to destroy you, Ray. I'm going to make you wish you ever stepped in a ring. The red music hits and the fans go, Ray, woo, Mysterio. Can't you hear the boos? These fans hate you, Chris. You see, Impact is on fire. We're making a great show to the point we're now 3 hours long and live every week. You see, this Sunday night, you're going to be the one leaving the ring on a stretcher. I'm going to end your career, Chris, with a 6'9". It's time you stopped running around me. With Jericho starts beating him up, he takes off his scarf and starts strangling Ray with it, and then puts him in the walls of Jericho. Ray's tapping, but Jericho won't stop. Security comes out to break the beatdown up. I've just realised that we're in on week 3, so there is actually another week of Impact and tapings before we're actually scheduled. But we're not going to be live next week because we're having a week off. So that's how I'm going to explain that away. We're just going to... So this is like the final one. We're going to have a week off before Hard Justice because of, we're still trying to get the company set up. In a poor match, Pete Dunne defeated Moose in 8:26 by pinfall the bitter end. Moose 42, Pete Dunne 44. He's David's old school heel gimmick. Work improvements, none at all. Great match he had on NXT this week, which I've just watched. Beautiful match, well, probably last week when this goes out, but beautiful match against Zach Gibson. And about that, Subpar Wrestling, a little heat, Wild and Wicked debut. Defeating Latin American Strange and Z-Man, defeated Santana by pinfall the Bible Black. Kong Kong's weak link. Z-Man on 54, Kong Kong 34, Santana 45, Ortiz 46. Kong Z-Man showed extra chemistry, so did Santana and Ortiz. I've got a cat playing with a tunnel up there. What we call a granny got them. She's having right fun with it. So Ali's in the back and gets a 42D, which is the best knockouts angle we've had. And she goes, Knockouts champion I am. You want to be the Knockouts champion. You see, Sienna, this Sunday night, you get the chance of a lifetime as you face me for the Knockouts championship. I'll come to the ring and I'm going to kick your ass. I'm going to come out as I'm going into the night as your Knockouts champion. So actually, totally speaking, it's not this Sunday, it's 2 weeks away because I've fricked up again. But have I got that even booked? Yes, I have seen it. Good. 42D, not bad. In a decent match, Grado defeated Christico in 8-9 by a wee boot. Grado 36, Christico 73. Christico improving in performance. I am pushing Grado. There is a reason for this. Then we see Dolph Ziggler. Now, we have got a contract signing between these two later on in the evening. But I can't do written angles, so I wanted to do this with Pentagon. But I didn't mention it. I decided later when I'm going to do it. Sunday night, I get the opportunity for the world title. You see, only once I got this opportunity in the other company. This Sunday night, I get to shine in a match with Pentagon Jr. You see, Penta, I'm going to make you fight to keep that belt. This is going to be a match that, like me, will steal the show. 67C plus, not bad from Dolph Ziggler. I'm quite proud of his work at the moment. He's doing really well for the company. and then these two having a random angle, which is the Dream Match storyline, and things get going. So Paul's and Van goes, sorry about last week. I'd see Anthem Boss to make Impact 3 hours, and this Sunday, Every pay-per-view after that is 4 hours. And so he goes, look, WWE now know who Prince Puma is. They are suing us, and they're suing us for CM Punk's finisher and moveset. And Paul just goes, look, Sting, they can't win. He has to be the person we know he is for 31 days to comply. And CM Punk owns his movesets. It's just Vince trying to scare us. Now you can sort out the order of the matches for next Sunday, please. And Sting goes, is Kenny and Punk still top billing on the night? Yes. Now stop ruining. So WWE, what I'm trying to get across is WWE realised that we're starting to do a great show and we're starting to put a product up. Vince is scared of, so he's trying to sue us for using Punk's Puma. But Paul Heyman's checked Ricochet's contract and says that he can't appear for 31 days as Ricochet. So he's been given the Prince Puma gimmick. And above that, decent wrestling with the Machete, the Briscoes and the Wolves defeated the Young Bucks and the CCK in 804 and Mark Briscoe and defeated Kid Lycos by pin of the Shooting Star Press. Chris Brooks was the weak link. Eddie Edwards 71, Davey 64, Mark 57, Jay 56, Kid Lycos 50, Chris Brooks 40, Nick Jackson 57, Matt Jackson 52, Dave Richardson flying and marking performance a 61C. In about that had good wrestling and a decent match of the card. Jay Lethal defeated Johnny Impact in 7:59 by pinfall with a lethal combination after distraction from Cody Rhodes. So the matches are better now, seeing Jay Lethal 66, Johnny Impact 71. You're the big ass kisser storyline as advanced this segment. So you'll see how he got distracted in a little minute. But that means we're going to have Grado, who I've been pushing so much. He's gone from a mid opener to a freaking mid carder in a few short weeks, so I'm going to keep pushing him. He's going up against Jay Lethal at the event because I like Grado. Grado's a great thing. And Johnny Impact just grabs the mic off our ring announcer and he goes, "Hey Cody, well played. No one came out here, just play my music." If your dad could see what you're doing, he would be rolling in his grave. Now, as I ain't got a match on Sunday against Grado, looks like I'm free. Cody Rhodes at Hard Justice is going to be a time for my justice against you. See you next Sunday, asshole. So we'll see what happens there. I'm not going to confirm it just yet because there is an angle to confirm it. In a decent match, MVP defeated Jack Swagger in 804 by pin of the Playmaker. MVP 59, Jack Swagger 60. His Davies Patriots got initial rating very good. No work against Jack Swagger's another one of our new signings. There is another return later on. And Batista's in the back and he goes, "Last week, Ryan, you asked for a Falls Count Anywhere, Matt. Falls Count Anywhere. You see, I like you, but I don't like you as a person. I like you as a wrestler. I like your fighting style. This Sunday is going to be a bloodbath. You're going to be covered in blood." So next Sunday. So the reason we're missing a week is probably because, we can't, Anthem of us miss a week, which I don't want to do, but hey ho. I've messed up, so there you go. And about that, decent wrestling with a little heat. Petey Williams defeated Suicide in 7:37 by pinfall with the Canadian Destroyer. Petey Williams 56, Suicide 49. No work on Bruce 53C. Nice little match. Quite proud of that one. And about Super Wrestling, a little heat. Matt Sydal defeated the debut Ricochet Page in 7:51 by pin of the Corkscrew. Ricochet Page 25, Matt Sydal 54. Ricochet Page debuts a Colt gimmick, got showing below average. Of course, I'm bringing Ricochet Page in. I like him. Cody Rhodes attacks Johnny Impact and leads him down and out in the back because he's already had his match. So, we're not going to see him for the rest of the night now. But Cody's pissed with him, beats him down to the ground. But the match still hasn't been confirmed. In a poor match, Ted DiBiase Jr., Mr. Anderson Abyss defeated Ray Phoenix, Desmond Xavier, followed by in 7:43 when Ted DiBiase Jr. defeated Desmond Xavier by pin for the Dream Street, followed by the weak link. Abyss 55, Mr. Anderson 45, Ted DiBiase 47, followed by 30, Desmond Xavier 45, Phoenix 54, Desmond Xavier Rumble, and followed by in performance. So everybody in this company, how I've got it set up, is they're rated equally on performance and popularity, so it's rated equally on that. Also, I want to make you aware that there is no heels or faces in this company, hence why we're not doing anything serious. It's just I'm people. So yeah, they debuted on the pre-show, but they're going to have a backstage and go. Red Tiger's crew enjoyed the freedom of going off script and perform well. Nice. So Kenny's in the back and he goes, "Tonight, we are here to say we have arrived and we'll be in action soon." You see, when Sting asked me to come back to Impact, I said, "Hell yeah, on one condition, if I could bring my friend." And right goes. And he got told yes. Every single tag team, watch out. We're here to win and be dominant. So, yes, as you saw in the pre-show, All Night Express have arrived, and that is how they arrived. I knew I had a little promo for that. But then in the battle of Telber Wrestling, non-existent crowd heat, Tesha Blanchard and Sienna defeated Ali and Kiera Hogan in 7:47 when Sienna defeated Kiera Hogan by pinfall the cutthroat. Tesha Blanchard David Old School heel gimmick was very good. Tesha Blanchard's getting better gimmick. Old School face of Kiera Hogan's got an initial rate of average. Sienna 38, Tesha Blanchard 24, Kiera Hogan 31, Ali 37. So it's Tesha Blanchard holding the group up. So there you go, 35E plus, not bad for a women's match. In about that good wrestling and a decent national crowd, Tetsuya Naito debuts defeating James Storm in 8:16 by pinfall of Flying Smash. Naito 70, Storm 66. He's debuted his Rebel gimmick. He's got an initial of very great. So James Storm and Naito, James Storm returns to the Impact Zone but gets defeated by Naito. There's someone else a bit bigger than Naito coming in very soon now. In the ring, Pentagon Jr. and Dolph Ziggler have a contract signed for Macho and Sting serving as the host. And then they get into the brawl. Typical one, I normally do that. The music video shows to promote Will Ospreay. I knew he was going to get a bad rating. But in a bad that's decent wrestling, but a little heat. Will Ospreay defeated Homicide in 8:12 by pinfall the 6:30 splash. He's debuted his Thrill Seeker gimmick's got a showing very good. Homicide 51, Will Ospreay 54. No work for this, but he's dating Bree Priestley, so hence why Bree's here as well. You know, might as well bring the couple. In about very good heat and decent national crowd, Austin Aries defeated Eli Drake in 9:46 by pinfall 4:50 splash. Austin Aries 75, Eli Drake 55. No work for this, 62C, not bad. A video plays hyping Johnny Impact versus Cody Rhodes after the commercial break, and it's that space is saying that Sting and Paul Heyman are both confirmed that match will be happening in 2 weeks' time when we return to your screens at Hard Justice. So it's going to be Johnny Impact versus Cody freaking Rhodes. I've been building this. I think this is a story that's got the most time and patience built for it because I'm enjoying booking that one because it's an interesting story. There you are, in. And then a superb match: Batista, Cody Rhodes, Chris Jericho, CM Punk, and Dolph Ziggler defeated Pentagon Jr., Kenny Omega, Rey Mysterio, Magnus, and Ryan Reeves in 25:17 when Dolph Ziggler defeated Magnus by pinfall the zigzag. Cody Rhodes really off his game. Dolph Ziggler's getting better. He's going for Ryan Reeves seemed off his game. The matches are better announcing. That's going to be dealt with next week. Dolph Ziggler 74, CM Punk 90, Chris Jericho 78, Cody 60, Batista 56, Ryan Reeves 64, Magnus 57, Rey Mysterio 79, Kenny Omega 87, hence why these two are main eventing, and Pentagon Jr. 77. CM Punk improving in performance. That's where we end tonight's show. The Go Home edition ahead of Hard Justice. 69C plus, cannot complain. We'll see you live for Hard Justice in a week on Sunday. Thank you for watching. Welcome back to Impact tonight. A 5-hour, 6-hour show. Quite literally, the main show is 5 hours long. This is another hour. There's like 6 hours of wrestling tonight. So this is live, available 2 hours before the main show kicks off. It's like an additional hour, and then it gives an hour for the people to have a break and have a wee and stuff. So 11,671 people are here tonight to see Impact. In a pre-show about at Subpar Wrestling and Little Heat, AR Fox defeated Desmond Xavier in 7:34 by pinfall the Crunch. AR Fox 37, Desmond Xavier 34. No word quizzes. 43D, not bad. In a pre-show about Total Wrestling Others and Crowd Heat, Caitlyn and Tony Storm defeated Tess Blanchard and Viper in 8:20 when Caitlyn defeated Viper by pinfall the Spear. Caitlyn's debuted a metal. I'm going to just move this computer. Excuse me a minute. Debuted a metal head gimmick. I'm going to show it in average. I've got my glasses on. I still can't bloody see it there. Sit there. These things. I love the fact you guys don't have to just pull up with seeing how the screen wobbles when it's on the knee. Tony Storm had a ring of performance of 40. Caitlyn 34. Viper 27. Tess Blanchard 23. Viper improving the Rumble. Tony Storm, the star of that match, but Caitlyn is not far behind actually. So, you know, good job, Caitlyn. There is another debut later on. In a piece about Subpar Wrestling, a Little Heat, Jack Christ defeated ACH in 8:13 by pinfall super kick. ACH 49, Jake Christ 37. No working principles. OVE are out at the moment, so they're a separate commodity until their partner comes back. In the pre-show about Subpar Wrestling and Little Heat, Jimmy Jacobs, Ricochet Page, and Sami Callihan defeated Wolfgang, Will Ospreay, and Falabar in 8:04, and Sami Callihan defeated Falabar by pinfall the curb stomp. Falabar 38. Ospreay 36, Wolfgang 39, Sami Callihan 48, Ricochet Page 32, Jimmy Jacobs 47. In a pre-show bout that Subpar Wrestling and Little Heat, Jimmy Havoc defeated Peter Williams by pinfall the Death Valley Driver. Havoc 36, Peter Williams 55. Williams improving in performance. And then this is a This is a 42D. In the preach about Super Wrestling and Little Heat, Rich One and Suicide, which one debuts, defeated the Boogeyman in 819 when Suicide defeated the Boogeyman by pinfall with the inverted driver. The Boogeyman's weakest performance. The Boogeyman 16, Suicide 47, Rich One 50. Davy's fan favourite. He's improving in Rumble and it's got a below average. So I'm just going to quickly talk to you about this show. We as a company at the moment have got the most top 5 popular wrestlers on the roster. I'm sorry, I'm just texting someone. So yeah, I'm going to have to add a bit to this when we get down to it, but so I'm going to quickly do that. But yeah, so tonight, tonight is a big show. We've got the most popular wrestlers on thing going to Explosion, which is our new 2-hour A show on Tuesdays. And then Taz is going to chime in and go. I'm just going to quickly show you how I'll do this. Impact is on fire and is awesome. So we've got the most popular guys in the industry at the moment on this roster. Top 5. There's some still to debut, which you haven't seen yet, but you know we've got some debuting tonight, which you'll see in the open bracket. You ready? Tonight we are back after a week. New stars from WWE we outbidded for, and new Japan stars like nothing before. Cody, after weeks of intimidating and scaring Johnny Impact, tonight they're meeting the centre of the Impact Wrestling ring. The man discarded as a legend of Mexico in Rey Mysterio. Tonight they meet again in a feud, which is at boiling point. How will the ring control these two? Then Dolph Ziggler, the first man to come from WWE to the greener waters. Tonight he gets a shot against our champion Pentagon Jr. Will he be able to defeat the Luchador, or will he stop the Showstopper? But in our main event, a dream and a historic match will happen when CM Punk meets Kenny Omega, and now Impact Wrestling and the Global Wrestling Network. And the Global Wrestling presents Impact Wrestling. We are so we see a special design stage set unlike WWE. We get some pyro fireworks go off, and we're showing a shot of the crowd. To announce this, when Mike and Tanae has a set. So during the pre-show, so Taz and Mike Tenay are sat at the ringside desk, and he goes, "The voice of Impact Wrestling is back. After a lot of years, I come back with my good friend Taz, and it feels great to be back. Now, Josh Matthews and Don Callis are going to Explosion, which is our new 2-hour show on Tuesdays. And Taz goes, Impact is on fire and is awesome, and tonight it's about to scare." So we're ready. You ready to go on? Only these 3 matches advanced because it should have been. Yeah, okay. Obviously, someone wasn't put in as properly as should have been. That's why the rating didn't get made. Sorry about this, guys. I'm texting my mother-in-law. She's having to stay at someone's house for 3 hours. So, in a bout of decent wrestling, but didn't have much heat, Grado defeated Jay Lethal in 14:53 by pinfall with a wheat boot. Grado wins the Impact Any Title Cup. So that has happened this month. JD 469, Grado 38, no work groups. So we're going to find out who Grado is going to be cashing that in on tomorrow night on Impact. Well, it's a 3-hour show, so you know. In a battle of Supries Wrestling and Little Heat, Latin American Exchange defeated Wild Wicked and hashtag CCK in 822. The order of elimination was Wild and Wicked, then Wild and Wicked first and CCK. I'm going to go on. I'm just going to go on the floor because it's going to be easier for me to record this because I'm really struggling on the sofa. I thought they were mums. So yeah, sorry, I'm trying to deal with my mother-in-law. She's not happy with her bosses at the moment. So yeah, Congo Con's seen off his games, Eman's seen off his games, Eman's getting better at his gimmick. Where the hell is our picture gone? Oh great. Oh god, I've really fricked this up. Oh well. Where is destination? There it is, Crossroads. I'm surprised you only have one box left when you get back. Thank you. Right, there we are. So Chris Brooks will off his game. Chris Brooks is getting both gimmick. Kid Lycos getting both gimmick. Congo Con, Zemion and Ortiz and Santana showed its chemistry and teaming. Zemion 57, Congo Con 37, Kid Lycos 54, Chris Brooks 41, Santana 41, Ortiz 31. No work groups. And here we go again. In a terrible match, Ali defeated Sienna in 12:30 by pinfall sit-out face buster. Ali makes it defense number 3 of her Impact Knockouts title. Sienna 36, Ali 35. No work in progress, but the Impact Knockouts storyline is advanced this segment, which is nice. In about that decent wrestling with Dermot Cheat, the All Night Express defeated the Briscoes in 10:46 when Kenny King defeated Mark Briscoe by pinfall the Torture Rack DDT. Ret Titus weekly stood carries in performance. Ret Titus 46, Kenny King 56, Mark 65 and Jay 65. No work in progress, but hey, we can't complain. In about that decent wrestling with Dermot Cheat, Moose defeated Brian Cage in 7:41 by pinfall the Game Breaker. Brian Cage 53, Moose 42. Moose is improving in performance. In above that decent wrestling but little heat, Ray Phoenix defeated Matt Sydal in 15:27 by pinfall the Meteora. Ray Phoenix makes defense number 3 of his Impact X Division title. Matt Sydal 54, Ray Phoenix 56. No work improvements. 57 C minus. I'm just going to say what you got to do. Because she's stuck at this woman's house, what she does for a job for 3 hours. I'm just going to turn that off before I get a copyright for the tinging noise. And above that decent wrestling with Dermot Cheat, Jack Swagger defeated Homicide in 7:50 by pinfall red, white, and blue Thunderbomb. Homicide 50, Jack Swagger 61. No work groups 59C. Not a bad match. In above that Supries Wrestling and Little Heat, Renault Scum defeated Mustache Man in 7:56. Weatherman 4-Stone defeated Trent 7 by pinfall with an Oki Killer. Tyler Bay 55, Trent 7 43, Lost the Legend 45, having 4-Stone 38. Trent 7 improving the Rumble. Um, 50D plus, not bad. In about decent wrestling, but Little Heat, Mighty Skull defeated Zack Sabre Jr. in 12:46 by pinfall the Graduation. 53 C minus. Zack Sabre Jr. 57, Mighty Skull 37. Zack Sabre Jr. is getting better with his gimmick. Mighty Skull degenerate gimmick. Finish rating below. It's got a rating below average. No work careers of 53 C minus. A nice little match there. I wanted him to debut against someone who we knew, and Zack Sabre Jr. was the best person. And as I say, we've got another debut. Kira in Kimberly in about October Wrestling non-existent crowd. Kimberly, Kira Hogan, Bea Presley, and Alicia Edwards defeat Kaylee Ray, Rosemary, Sue Young, and Tillen Dashwood. In 8:40 when Kimberly defeats Sue Young by pinfall the Plant Strike. Kimberly's David a fan favourite, got shown above average. She announced quality in the colour commentary of the match. Alicia Edwards 29, Bea Presley 26, Kira Hogan 31, Kimberly out there at 38, Tillen Dashwood at 41, Sue Young 31. Rosemary 48 and Kaylee Ray 34. No work for us, but I've hired her because she's good in ring. In about that decent wrestling without much heat, Prince Puma defeated Pete Dunne in 7:41 by pinfall, the diving double knee drop. Pete Dunne 49, Prince Puma 65. No work improvements. So 61C, Pete Dunne 49, Prince Puma 65. No work improvements. In about decent match, Magnus Oceaneris, Abyss and James Storm defeated Aaron Stevens, Chris Dakota, Ted DiBiase Jr. and MVP in 7:35 when James Storm defeated Aaron Stevens by pinfall the 8-second ride. 68C plus, this was a bloody good match. I think Chris Dakota, Oceaneris and Oceaneris and that did quite well. James Storm did really well. Better than Chris Dakota actually. Chris goes with his game, Ted DiBiase Jr. is getting better, and that's quality in the collar commentary together match of boost. James Storm's performance of 68, Abyss 58. Oceaneris 75, Magnus 59, MVP 62, Ted DiBiase Jr. 49, Chris Dakota 65, and Aaron Stevens 59. Aaron Stevens improving in performance, MVP improving in Rumble with 68C+. Hey, here we go, 72B minus, and about that good wrestling and a decent match of the crowd. The Wolves defeated the Young Bucks in 15:23 when Eddie Edwards defeated Matt Jackson by pinfall with the cross-legged Fisherman Buster. The Wolves make defense number 2 of their Impact World Tag Team titles. Nick Jackson 65, Matt Jackson 62, Eddie Edwards 75, Davey Richards 72. Matt Jackson improving in performance. The tag team storyline advanced segment and gained heat, which is nice. And tomorrow night on Impact Wrestling TV, the first episode of the second 3-hour episode, because the reason we went on air last week is we was doing a special charity event which was live streamed on Twitch. The All Night Express defeated the Wolves, defeated Briscoes early on in the evening, so they're going to get a shot tomorrow night on TV for those tag team gold. Now, I am going to be doing 2 B shows along with the 3-hour shows, so how this is going to be working from now on is you're going to get 2 episodes of Impact, 2 episodes of Explosion, and 2 episodes of the B shows, and then the pay-per-view will happen every other episode. That is how I'm going to be booking it, because that's going to be keeping me going. For Impact, I want to keep Impact laid out as a show. We're going up against the Big Horizon WWE. And in an exceptional match, Randy Orton and John Cena defeated Okada and Tetsuya Naito in 13 minutes 41 when John Cena defeated Tetsuya Naito by pinfall attitude adjustment. So these two's contracts were coming up. He was only on a pay-per-view appearance in New Japan, so we quickly lapped him up anyway. He's been on roster for quite a while. But these two, their contracts were ending with WWE. They weren't offering them a lot of money. We just outbidded them. We've got them both on a 4-year, 5-year contract. So they're both under contract for quite a while. Okada Davies cocky gimmick, below average. Okada's getting better his gimmick. Randy Orton old skill heel gimmick, above average. John Cena fan favorite punishment, great. And now Sting was pretty weak, so Sting came out and called this one. Naito 76, Okada 92, Cena 79, Orton 93, 77B. I will give John Cena and Randy Orton some credit. They're not going to be pushed too hard. He's not even doing house shows. Randy Orton is, so Randy Orton might get a bit more of a push. But in an exceptional match, Cody Rhodes defeated Johnny Impact in 14:31 by pinfall while using the ropes for leverage. There was times in the match there was a definite lack of psychology in the split. The match had a tendency to drift a little. Johnny Impact 84, Cody 72. No work improvements, but your big ass kiss the storyline advancing segment. I will have a look at the psychology of these two and just bump it up a bit because I don't agree with that. In an exceptional match, Ryan Reeves defeated Batista in a Falls Count Anywhere match in 14:38 by pinfall, the suplex power slam through the Spanish announce team's table. Batista's getting better, giving it a nice quality in the colour commentary together the match of boost. Batista 65, Ryan Reeves out there with a 91. Beautiful improvement. A big man storyline advance for segment. And in an exceptional match, Chris Jericho defeated Rey Mysterio in 15:13 by submission on the walls of Jericho after blatantly cheating. Chris Jericho 83, Rey Mysterio 92. No work improvements. And Rey Mysterio's getting better his gimmick that we keep doing this storyline advance for segment. Pentagon Jr. versus Dolph Ziggler, 77B, not as good as the other ones. But in an exceptional match, Pentagon Jr. defeated Dolph Ziggler in 22 minutes 35 by pinfall. The Top Row Stars Clash. He makes defense number 2 of his his Impact title. These two didn't have psychology either. I think I'm going to look into this. Dolph Ziggler 79, Pentagon 92. So I might put their psychology up there because I don't think that's fair saying that, to be honest. And our main event of the night is CM Punk versus Kenny Omega. 78B, in an exceptional match, Kenny Omega defeated CM Punk in 25 minutes 29 by pin for the Crofts Wrath. Kenny Omega seemed off his game. CM Punk 95, Kenny Omega 86. No work improvements. But we're going to end the show tonight with a 78B main event. I think we could have put a better match in at the main event. What was better than Kenny Omega versus CM Punk? See, that was a 77. We could have put Chris Jericho and Rey Mysterio and get a better match. That was a better match of the night. Chris Jericho. That was fine. So there's a show. Did I even do Mr. Anderson defeating Eli Drake? I don't even remember seeing that come up. I might have skipped through it when I was sort my mother-in-law out. Praise. Pentagon scene, the Ryan Reese scene, please, and CM Punk scene, please. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you with Impact in the next episode. I hope you enjoyed this one, and we'll hopefully see you again very soon. But Hard Justice is over. It's now the long road to Bound for Glory.